Join me right now on Kumite TV is surging welterweight slasher Rico Farrington. What's going on, Rico?
Doing good, doing good. Taking it day by day.
You're born and raised in the Bahamas. Was there a fight culture growing up on the islands?
Not really. It's mainly about just track and field and cricket.
So when you were young, were you into any of those other sports?
I did track and field for a little bit, but besides that, in the Bahamas, no. Just to go outside, throw rocks, and get in trouble.
I did see some videos of you fighting in the backyard or something like that. Could you talk about that a little bit?
Like, I don't know. We have like friends, and like some days, like we all gather around and use the slap box and stuff. And I guess one of them just had posted that, and that was that. It wasn't nothing like no grudge thing. We just do that for fun and then talk about it after.
Is that like the beginnings of your fight career, basically?
No, I used to play baseball. I've been playing baseball from freshman till senior year, and then I did a little bit of minor leagues. And I tore my rotator's cuff. And when I was over here, I didn't have no social security at the time. So when I had messed my shoulder up, they told me I need to get it fixed, but I didn't have social security or insurance to get it done. So afterwards, they cut me because there was like a lot of good pitchers at the time, and I took like a year off, and then that year I was just rehabbing my shoulders and everything, and I went to this place called Club KO in Pembroke Pines. And while I was in there, that's when I saw like these little kids inside this octagon, like 13, 14-year-olds. I was like, what the hell are they doing? Because I still didn't know about like the actual UFC and MMA, anything like that. I was just baseball straightly. So I went in there like, and I asked the guy, so, oh, can I do what y'all doing? And he was doing jiu-jitsu at the time. So when I went in, and probably 10 seconds into us grappling, he tapped me out. And then I was like, what the hell is this? So I was like, let's go again. And then afterwards, I was like, I'm gonna use strength because I'm bigger than him. And now to know you can't use strength over technique. So I did the strength. I tried to hold him down, and he got me in another armbar. And I was just like, what the hell? So I crushed my pride a little bit. And I went back home. I was like, what the fuck is this? So I went back the next day and I talked to the manager. I was like, hey, I wanna join that class. And ever since then, that's when I took off.
So you went from the Bahamas to Southern Florida on playing baseball, ended up getting injured, and then it turned into this career as a fighter.
Yep. I
Wow.
thought I'd be a major league baseball. I was like, baseball was my everything. I was like, I'm gonna be an MLB star. I'm gonna live my life, and in a matter of a second, it just switched to MMA. Like I learned everything so quick. Like I'm a quick learner. So in 3 months, I was fairly good, and I just went from there. I started doing kickboxing. I did 7 fights in kickboxing. I was 7-0. I won 3 championship belts, and then afterwards, I went into the amateur MMA career, and then I won a championship with that as well.
Now you're at MMA Masters. How did you end up there?
My after my before my last amateur title fight, um, there was a guy named Michael Lilly, and he was like a beast, and he used to go to MMA Masters too. And I guess they called my coach, and I was at Club KO at the moment, and said, "Oh, you're going to be fighting this dude." And I've been watching it for the longest, and I was like, "There is no way in hell I'm going to fight." Like he is so huge. At the time, I was like, "There, I don't know how in God's name he used to make 170." And I texted him. I was like, "Hey, they wanted me to fight you, but I'm not gonna take it. But can I like train at your gym and see how it is?" So he made me go over there because I didn't want to fight him. And ever since then, I just loved it, and I just stayed.
Great, man. Now, you start off your pro career, with a win, and then the next two, you drop those fights. What did you learn from those fights that allowed you to, knock off the next six in a row?
Um, I mean, my first loss, um, just there's no excuse. He was just better than me. He was more experienced. He knew the cage better. I couldn't get away from the leg kicks. After like the third leg kick, my mind just went into like autopilot, and I just couldn't get myself. And my second loss against Michael Grave, uh, I wasn't warmed up enough. And as soon as the fight started, he took me down, and when he went on top of me, it was I've never felt that before from a wrestler. And after the fight, when they was talking about my loss, I guess I didn't really take it personally. I was just still like, oh, it's okay, it's just a loss. But my coaches saw that, and they're really strict. Sensei and Master Caesar and Daniel Valverde, and I guess they saw that I was laughing in the cage and not really laughing, just not taking it seriously, and they left me. They just left. So I went in the back and I was looking for them. I was like, where are my coaches at? And I called them, and they didn't answer. So the next day I went to practice. They called me into the office and they sat me down. I was like, you know why I left? I was like, no, I was pissed off. Why you? I was like, why would you leave me? Like, you're my coach. And he's like, exactly how you felt, pissed off and all that stuff. He's like, that's how we felt. We didn't feel like you took it seriously. He's like, I look at you as a son, and I know the potential you have, and the way you acted, I felt disrespected and I felt hurt because I know the potential you had. And by them leaving me, it hurt me so bad. I didn't want them to feel like that again because I look up to them. And ever since then, I was like, I just don't want to have that kind of feeling because they taught me from leaving Club KO, they taught me so much. And I just didn't want that feeling. So every time I get into the cage, I just have a game style. It's just like, I don't want my coaches to leave me. I want them to be proud of me, win or lose. And it just ignited a fire. And ever since then, I just went on a murder spree.
Yeah, definitely, man. You just did some incredible things right there, for the last couple of years. Now, you haven't fought in a while. The last time we saw you was at the end of 2017.
Yeah.
You had an extremely long absence from MMA. Why did you decide to take so much time off?
After my last fight, uh, um, well, during the fight, when I fought my last opponent, I suffered an injury in the first round. And I mean, I still fought all three of the rounds, but I suffered an injury and I had to get surgery afterwards. And after my surgery, I just took the time off just to rehab my knee. And then the year after that, I just wanted to just perfect everything. And my coach was just telling me just wait for the right moment because he had a new manager looking for a fight. And he told me just don't rush into anything. He's like, we got like some um, good things coming for you, so just take it easy. Don't rush into a fight. And apparently, it got me into this Contender Series. So it worked out in a good way. I wanted to fight last year, but I mean, I listened to my coaches. They knows what's best. So I just kept in the gym and just train and train until this opportunity came up.
Yeah, man, huge opportunity. July 30th, you're facing Daniel Rodriguez. When did you find out about this Contender Series opportunity?
Couple months ago, I went to the gym and they sat me down. It was like they Master Caesar, Master Sensei Valverde, they both sat me down. They told me, they said, we have good news. Like, come into the gym early, so we need to talk to you. Because I just had a new manager, and he's from Brazil, and he used to manage Anderson Silva, Bigfoot Silva. He said managed like all those people. So he told my managers them, just don't listen to what I said, just watch my actions. And I guess he put in the work, and I guess he got me this fight, and they just told me about it, and I was just excited. I was like, let's go.
So you've been grinding, grinding, waiting for a fight. Did you train like you're gonna fight anytime, or did you have to hop into camp when you found out?
Well, I was always in fight shape. Like all last year and even this year, I was always in fight shape. They just told me not to take a fight, just to wait because they have things coming. But I was there at the gym Monday through Friday, Saturday morning, and at night I worked. Like I was full time at the gym, full time working. So nothing really did change. I was just training, training, training.
So you have a job outside of fighting? What do you do?
I'm a full time bartender at Outback Steakhouse.
Okay, okay. So, I think bartender is one of the most interesting jobs out there, man. Like you get
I
to
like
meet
it.
all kinds of people.
I love it because when I'm at work, I'm always goofy. I'm always doing crazy. Even at practice, like if you could see some of the videos, and if you could ask anybody at the gym, I'm the funniest person there. I walk in, I'll do crazy dances, I'll make crazy noise, I'll do crazy sounds. I'm always dancing to the music, and I think bartending it fits my personality as well
Mm.
too because I have my little. This is like my arena, so I can do whatever I want, and customers love it, and I got good tips from it.
Oh, definitely, man. Now let's go back to Rodriguez. He has built a decent reputation for himself on the West Coast. What are your thoughts on him and his skill set?
He's a great fighter. I watched a couple of his videos as well too. He's a good fighter. He has good stand up. I could tell he has power in his hand. Um, I'm not taking him lightly. I just know it's a solid opponent for me. But when it comes to like the striking aspect and him being a striker, me being a striker, it's going to be a good show. But I mean, I really feel in my heart, and I already know like I'm on another level of striking.
Are you a guy that trains for the opponent, or do you mainly focus on yourself during camp?
Most of all, I focus on myself first. They will look for me like certain stuff they want me to do to for his style. If he's southpaw, if he's orthodox, but mainly I just work on myself, and they do all the work afterwards.
You mentioned your coaches earlier, how pivotal they are in your life. How much do you think you have grown since going over to MMA Masters and, working with the coaches that you mentioned?
I mean, the record says it all.
Mhm.
I've jumped in leaps and strides. My stand up got so much better. My wrestling got so much better. My wrestling defense got so much better. They have this unique style of our stance. It's mixed with capoeira and traditional MMA and boxing and all that stuff. So that unique style with my style, like it's just I can't. It's like I wouldn't change it for the world. Like I'm always growing. They're always teaching me everything, and they're so good on like nitpicking. So like it's any little tweak, it shows a big difference, and I love that about them too. It's just like, oh, I'm throwing a straight, and I'm just doing how I want to. Like they will correct my stance, they'll correct my length, how I'm supposed to punch, how I'm supposed to kick, how I'm supposed to move, always have my head movement. Like I love it. I wouldn't change it. That's my gym. Like I had different people offer me to go to their gyms, and it was great gyms as well too. But I'm loyal to my gym.
On top of your coaches, you must have some, great training partners around you in the trenches, building you up. You're building them up. Who are they?
I have Ricardo Lamas. He's a beast. He's beyond craziness. I love him. He's really good. One of my other close training partners is Cesar Mutanti. He's a 185er, so he helps me but most of my fighting camp. Michael Lilly, he's like on a 3 fight win streak. He's a 170, the one who I was supposed to fight in amateur, and now he's like one of my closest training partner. Um, my other good friend, Miguel Baeza, he just actually got his contract in the Contender Series. He's really good because he came over too. I was the one that was talking to him and telling him he should come over to our gym and to better his career. And in less than a year now, he's in the Contender Series. So he's a good contribution to our gym as well too. And then my other 170 partner, Collins. So they're like my main training partners that help me through all this whole camp.
Have you been keeping track of the Contender Series?
For most of it, yeah. I saw the one when he gave out the 5 contracts. I saw the one afterwards. He gave out like 4, and then I watched the previous one when my teammate had fought.
What does that say? The last 2 weeks he's given out 9 contracts out of 10 fights. And the only one he didn't give is the guy that missed weight. So when you're going
Yeah.
into your fight, it's almost like you just have to finish impressively, and then you could get that contract, right? What is the mind state like for yourself?
In a way, I feel good, but in another way, I still feel like I still have to put on a good show because in those previous seasons, he's given out so many contracts. I don't know how many contract else he have to give. So in the last few runs, he might be like focusing on certain aspects and whatnot. So no matter what, like it's good that he's given out a lot of contracts, but I still feel like hesitant and like I have to push more because I don't know if it's limited or it's a certain amount of numbers he have to sign and all that other stuff. So I just have to finish impressively.
You go in, you finish impressively, you put in that work. Dana White hands you a contract. You enter the stacked welterweight division. What separates you from the rest of the pack in your eyes?
Um, I just got a fire lit under me. I'm going into the big dog town, so I have to show them what MMA Masters is about, everything I've learned, everything I'm continuing to learn, my unique style, my length. I'm almost 6'5", and I'm fight at 170, almost an 80-inch reach. Like I'm another John Jones at the 170 pounds.
Yeah, when you think about Southern Florida, a lot of people would just think of American Top Team, Hard Knocks 365. But it seems like you putting MMA Masters on your back, and you're pushing forward and gonna put it on the map. Of course, Ricardo Lamas has been doing it for a long time, but I think you're
Yeah,
the next guy up, right? The next batter. You're in the batter circle right now, and it's time to put in work.
it's all time to put in work. I mean, we got a couple of my teammates too. They're in the line as well too. But I mean, even though our gym is small, we just it's not many gyms. You got a lot of American Top Teams, gyms all over the place. That's one of the reasons I didn't really want to go to American Top Team, because down here I feel like it's like McDonald's. Like every corner, it's an American Top Team, and Hard Knocks it's a solid gym as well too. But I I stuck to MMA Masters. I believe in our gym. I believe in our teammates. I believe in our coaches. I believe we could put ourselves like on the map, and I just got to show them what we're about.
Well, everything starts, man. July 30th, Dana White's Contender Series, Las Vegas. Thank you, Rico, for your time, and good luck on your future, man.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.